Hello and welcome to my review of the Martian Chronicles.
Woo! What are the Martian Chronicles?
That's a great question, Grace. Let's get into it. Okay, so this is going to be my review of the first few stories in the Martian Chronicles. We were supposed to read a couple stories, basically The Summer Night, The Earthmen, The Taxpayer, and The Third Expedition. And all of these stories kind of go over the first, few expeditions of rocket ships from Earth that came onto Mars. So it's the first, second, and third. And it seems that Earth just keeps sending those rockets over, which might be... I don't know, when I saw that, I was like, why are they sending so many rockets one after another? And it almost seems like they're trying to colonize Mars, or at least send enough, manpower from Earth to go to Mars and, I don't know, have a lot of people there so they can, maybe fight the Martians, which seems like a very human thing to do, in my opinion. And then, from the Martians' perspective, they're obviously all very confused when the humans start to arrive. And we find out that they have, telepathic powers, they communicate and they share beliefs and stuff, through their minds, which is super interesting to me. There's a lot of very good imagery in these chapters. I can't really find any specific parts, but especially when they talk about how they all start to hear the human songs in their heads because they're so, connected in their brains, and so when the humans come close to them, they feel their thoughts and their songs and stuff. But, as the Martians are... unsurprisingly, very wary of the humans as they come, so they kind of attack them. They kill the first two, Illa and Il, is that their names? Yeah. Those two find the first humans, the two men on the first rocket ship, and they kill them immediately, which seems kind of interesting because usually when you think about, in my head, when I was thinking about all these rockets from Earth coming to Mars, I would assume that the humans would be the ones doing the killing. It was written in the way that it seemed like the humans were supposed to be the colonizers and the Martians were supposed to be, the indigenous people. That's just my opinion, but I think it's a popular one. And you would expect the humans to show up and start, colonizing the Martians and killing them and stuff, but it's the other way around. We see the Martians immediately distrust and attack the humans, which is kind of flipped because when you think about the themes in Gothic and dystopian works, it's usually the humans are the main focus, and it's the Martians or aliens or monsters or whatever that are attacking them and being the bad guys and stuff. But in these stories it's the other way around. The Martians are the ones that are afraid, and they're the ones that are, acting in defense. We see everything from their perspective. Well, not everything, but we see a lot from their perspective. When Mr. Lee, I think that's how you say it. When Mr. Lee takes the second expedition, I think, they're told they're gonna go to, a big feast and a big celebration, and this guy, Mr. Lee, takes them in, and they all get killed and tricked, and they're, brought into a trap, and honestly, I feel kind of bad for them, because, obviously, I feel like they didn't have good intentions traveling to Mars, so they probably did deserve distrust from the Martians, but they're killed pretty brutally. They're reunited with lost family members that they find out were, hallucinations and stuff, so honestly, I think that I feel kind of bad for the humans. I don't want to, but I do. But I guess the Martians are just afraid, so that's all they know how to do. But these few stories are definitely a really good example of Gothic and dystopian fiction because it has all the elements of fear and the unknown, and even, obviously you could take these stories and apply them to real-world situations, when white people colonize the indigenous peoples in the Americas and stuff like that. There are definitely a lot of parallels between these stories of the United States sending rocket after rocket to Mars, who aren't expecting it. They're not expecting these humans to just show up. But as we see, the Martians definitely do have some power to defend themselves, and they definitely unleash it on the humans. But overall, I liked these few stories. I thought they were very interesting. I thought they set the stage for more to come. Like, it was definitely very vivid imagery. Like the story with the 16 coffins, when the 16 members of the crew, like, went into their homes and they came out as in coffins. That was definitely very, like, shocking to read about, but it was super cool. Like, I don't know. It's cool to think about that, I guess, all the hallucination stuff. But, don't forget to follow my Dark Days Twitter. I will put it right up here so you can see it. But basically, that's a summary of the first part of the Martian Chronicles, and there will be more to come in the future.